Hi everybody, welcome back to Vintage Story Nomad, episode 13 with me, Sid. First episode that I have recorded since I returned from my holidays, so hopefully not unlucky for some. Well, actually I don't care about some. Hopefully not unlucky for me. So, we left off last episode out here. We've got this older thing going on here. We've still got the fan doing its thing when I look at that. Or at least I think this when I look at that. I have made myself a whole load of felt rusks, and there are a whole load more there. I made basically I pretty much, I think, cooked all of my grains. I'm still getting myself back into kind of, what the hell am I doing mode. So yeah, but we're getting there, but it's a bit messy still. We need to work on our tower. It's a beautiful tower, don't get me wrong, but we need to work on it. I have upped the hunger rate for this, so it should cost, it's about half of my hunger to pick up that tower. And that's fine, because we should have to pay to to do things, and that's the thing. I mean, half might not be enough for that tower if I'm brutally honest. It's the aft seat, that's where we want to be. No, don't want to be in the... Yeah, I do. So, plan for today. Well, first thing on the map, let us get rid of that and that, and we'll turn you to red to say you've been mined, and that's all good. What I want to do is I want to go and start exploring a little bit further, because that's what this series is all about. Exploring, developing, just enjoying the tranquil life that life on the ocean wave gives us, and eventually we'll get like a sailboat rather than the canoe, although I must admit that I do like the canoe. It's a nice option. But the other thing I need to do is I need to call in periodically at various points. I don't need to do it regular, but just stop, chuck a propic sounding down. I need to try and find myself a spot where there's some iron, or a good chance of iron, so it becomes kind of worthwhile digging down and having a look. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just sail along, find a spot like, say, this. We'll dig down. If I have to do that, then we have to do that. I suppose I could have done it with dirt, couldn't I? And then we'll just go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll get our pro pick on the board, and we'll go 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, not brilliant. Not brilliant. I don't know whether that ever goes above. I mean, percentages normally, I always express a percentage as a point, 99% is 0.99, not 99%. So I don't know whether that's I'm not 100% certain whether that is supposed to be 0.17, which is actually not bad. Thing, or is it? I mean, 17% isn't bad. 0.17% is bad. Not really sense. I think that makes sense in my mind anyway. So yeah, plan for today. We're going to explore. We are going to head down to this river here, and we're going to explore down this river, I think. And we're going to stop every so many blocks and do a little bit of prospecting. And I'm going to think about what I want to do because I've already said that I don't want the tower to be my main tent. That's my, oh dear, I need to set up a semi-permanent base tent. And in fact, what I actually ultimately want is that tower with a forge. So we'll have a forge tent. Deer ear, I think, is okay, but yeah, I'm not that desperate. We've got quite a bit of food now. The food situation is improved. So I think we'll come down here. We'll just maybe take a sounding around about there, and we'll keep looking at this map, and we'll keep travelling. So I will see you in a short while. Oh, well, that looks something interesting up there. Some kind of speleotherm or needle, or, you know. It's a ruin. It's a ruin. Probably from the better ruins mod. That looks to be it there. Haven't seen a lot of other interesting ruiny things. Just off this fork, if I were to go down this way, there is something going on down there. So we can probably head down this river branch later. But when you got these big forky rivers, you get so many choices. I'm also conscious that stopping every so often and just doing a random sweep with the pro pick is not necessarily the best way of prospecting. I know Shino's method, digging down every 100 or so, 200 or 300 blocks, and then go down and square it, basically chopping up the landscape into things. Ooh, floating blocks. Purr will be on you, she'll have you. I know that's one of Purr's pet bugbears with landscape generation, is when you get gravity blocks like that, the impossible block, if you like. These cut-throughs can be quite interesting for spotting ores as well, so they are, not always, obviously. Sometimes you just get a whole load of rock. But, that's definitely a ruin. Is it a particularly good ruin? Probably not. I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful piece of building. That kind of thing takes a certain amount of effort and vision. And again, they've done a really good job. Oh, what have we got there? Stonemasons. Oh, we'll have that one in a moment. Hang on. You get the kind of gradualness. I know I was reading on one of the Discord forums that I belong to how to kind of get that kind of gradual thing, and the trick is to actually make it gradual. I mean, it sounds obvious, but yeah, if you think Stonemason's Blueprint, that is awesome. That is actually a really good find. Now, I cannot remember if there is anything in this or not, or under this. Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Go in and have a look. It goes down quite a wee bit. Yeah, I think if there is, we'd have found it by now. I think that's just a very big base. Do I need that rock? Probably not. But, you know, it's a nice find. Is there anything at the top? I doubt it. You couldn't really see anything from very far away. We can try and just get an angle to see further up. But I doubt there will be anything up there. Let's have a bit of fruit just to keep some variety in my diet. Yeah, it's not a thing, is it? It's not a thing. However, that could be a thing, or it could just be a rock. I can't really see from this side. Let's go get the boat, take it over and have a look. Not getting the fans again, so I think it is that mansion. The mansion build is just giving the system too much. It's overwhelming the system. That's what it's doing. Right. While we're here, I should also probably take advantage of the fact that I could do a sounding here without really having to do much work at all. I can just come over there and go, there's a sample, there's a sample, and there's a sample. Decent cassiterite, but again, not really much of oat. I need to find a place to get up. Up is problematic at this point, I think, so we'll try here. This maybe a bit further round. Yeah, there, that will do. Just leave that there. With the version of the river mod that I am actually running, I don't have the currents, so I don't have to worry about the boat washing away, which is, I mean, it was partially a decision from the point of view of performance, because grab these while I'm at it. The full version is a little bit more performance impacting on the game, because it has to run the currents, and you know that it gives a lot more calculations. Got to work all of that stuff out, and partially just because I didn't really want the flowing rivers. You know, there's realism and there's realism. Sometimes we can take it too far, in my my honest opinion. But yeah, let's just go over. I know where the actual boat is. It's in the river. I mean, it's not like I can lose it, is it? Let's just have a quick peek down there. Note, okay. Another cavey bit over here. And what I'd like to... Ooh, hello. Don't want to fall down there. That would hurt. That one's not quite so bad, but again, don't particularly want to fall down any of them. Oh, hello. Any of them. And there's a little cavey wavy there. The emphasis being on the word little. Yeah, I could do a little pro pick though, couldn't I? Again, got to take the opportunities when they arise. Cinnabar site, yeah, we're not so. Oh, hello. It's not as small as, well, it is. I was getting excited for nothing. It teased me, it did. So, but let's go and see. I don't know whether that is a thing or whether, you know when you can see something on the map and you know, yes, it is a ruin. Right, I think I'd be better off. I think I will be better off bringing the boat around, but that is all ruinage, which is awesome. I like a nice little bit of ruinage. There's another river over there which we could, but kind of not pulling us in the direction. Yeah, we'll go and get the boat. I'll go and bring the boat around a bit closer, and we'll go and visit that and have a good poke around. I may even think about starting just to get myself a little campsite kind of build going. Not entirely sure how I want to do that yet. I mean, how much I want it to be like a tent, for example. So obviously we have tents, but do I want the tent to be a tent? And if it's a campsite, because rain will put the campfires out, I, in theory, need to think about how to screen my campfire, which I suppose is not that much different from the real world, is it? Let's put those away. Let's have a quick munch. I'll see you over at the ruin. Alright, I've dropped the tower. And I have also popped the boat there. This is the ruin here. There's really not a lot else going on around the place that I can see. There's a cave and some livestock there, and this looks to be, well, I suppose I'd better be ready for the worst. I don't think this is going to be a particularly hazardous place. I might have the fat thatch though. That might be an interesting sort of rock walker, I think. I think stone tablets. Yeah, I don't think there's. I mean, the actual the actual thing that looks a suspect to me is just actually a gravel bar. So, so the bit that drew my attention was actually not really something that I needed to get my attention grabbed by. But doesn't matter. We can have a little fertile around, go through the various ruins, and get a little bit of fan noise again, which is surprising. Well, but yeah, we'll grab the bony soil as well. Just because bony soil is still a reasonable source of, well, quite a few things really. I should also grabbing these. Give. Just because food is plentiful now doesn't mean it will be full going forward. And mushrooms have a decent shelf life on them. Look, I mean, it's not massive shelf life, but it's a decent shelf life. Do I want the thatch? Do I want the thatch? We'll have that because that's a very good source of grain. I don't think there's going to be a massive amount of gubs here, if I'm going to be brutally honest. It's one of those ruins which promises way more than I think it delivers. I mean, do I need another quern? Probably not. I could take it, but I'd be taking it for the sake of taking it. Let's go and have a look at this bit. I'm just going to hit round the little side ruins first and see what, if anything, there is to see. Tiny little. Well, what are you? Forage? But again, really not a lot of anything there. Well, books, I suppose. That's another thing we will get from this. That's one other reason why it's worth breaking the vessels, because we've got X skills. Which I haven't made any solid decisions on yet. What are you? Forage? Another book. Okay. So, you know, the books themselves, I think, are probably one of the more valuable items. But so the real bit of the ruin that's going to have any value in it is here, and the collapsed chest had nothing in it, which is quite frankly disappointing. Yeah, there's no torch holder. There's a bed. I suppose we take the bed because, you know, do I want a flower pot? I suppose yes and no, really. I mean, I do, but I don't. There's a whole board there, one whole board, look. And then there's thatch, which I'm really not that sure that I want. I think we're going to mark this as a ruin that's complete, and I think we're going to move on and blow the consequences on the food for picking a well. Actually, we can do this, because then we're laughing, aren't we? And we can even do this and get a few puffball mushrooms as well, and then that will pay for the cost of picking the tower up, I think, give or take. I realise I am getting drawn by loot and things into the forest here, and yeah, that's dangerous. That's been drawn like, oh, shiny thing. It's a bit like the rot swine or whatever it is. It's a pig rot beast, I think, that one. So yeah, still lots of mushrooms. I suppose I can come up. I'm going to pick me to a tower up, but we'll continue up the river a bit, and we'll see what we can find at the. If I can find a better ruin. That was somewhat anticlimactic. See you in a bit. All right, I've slept through the night. You wouldn't believe it. It's a horrible morning, and we're heading up this little bit of the tributary here. Now, I think that is a trader. That may be a small ruin. That is definitely a ruin, without a doubt. And that is a desert up there, which, you know, my opinion on deserts are easy loot because they're easy to get around and find stuff in. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try and get up this little bit of river here. We'll leave the canoe and we'll decide what to do with the canoe, actually. What was that I just saw jump in the water? A rabbit. You know when you just see something brown yeet itself off the side? My first thought is bear, And that was pig, which means that there's probably an angry mummy or daddy pig after me now. Yeah, thought so. No. Oh, red clay. Pig seems to have... Oh, that was actually the trader that I was kind of going, wonder what that is. Okay, wasn't a bear at all, it was a trader. It's a mistake anybody could make, honest. Right, I think my gears are in my wrong key. I really do need to do the key. One day I'll get around to doing the key binds. Not today, my gears are not in there. That's annoying. Love this trader actually, this is one of the nicer build. I really do think this build is gorgeous. I mean, awful if you're playing a survival series and you were hoping to find a trader with something that would keep you safe. You are a treasure hunter. What are you selling? You're not selling me a diamond for 8 gears, useless to me. I don't think any of that underground hideout for 6 gears. Problem is I've got to, I don't know. I am in 2 minds. So from here, and we know that my boat is just due south of that. That desert really isn't very large at all, so probably not something I want to invest a significant amount of time in getting up to, but I would like to try and go and just check out to see if those 2 areas that I spotted are ruins or not. I know one of them, I'm absolutely certain one of them is. I don't think they will be particularly good ruins. I'm not, but we're not talking ruin of the century, we're not talking a Residence Archive find or something like that again. But, they might have, well, I mean, if they have, let me do a set. Again, I really do need to take advantage of raw cliff faces just to decent bismuthite. Okay, but again, something I'm desperate. I'd be curious to know actually if anybody has ever actually gone prospecting for bismuthite. Yeah, it's one of those ores that I just don't think I think you find it, and if you've got it you might make some bismuth bronze, but I guess that the vast majority of people don't actively go, I'm going to make bismuth bronze today. It's just you do tin bronze and then move on. Got gear. Do I really want to throw myself into that hole for one rusty gear? Well, who am I kidding? Yes, of course I do. However, I do want to just have a look and see if it is a ruin. Hey, my ruin sense was tingling. It did not disappoint. That's because I just managed to stub my toe on a stone. Oh, I wish this fan would do. I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, hello, seed and farming. Okay. I didn't read the books before either, which was interesting. You don't get them every time, of course. I suppose that should be the case. But yeah, definite. Well, we can pop on the we can pop a ruin on here. And of course it's going to be a red ruin because I will have raided it, but I do like to see where I've been. It's just a little peculiarity of mine. Tool vessel. I mean, probably garbage for the most part, but every tool, I mean, you can use them all. An ore vessel, usually coal, which it was, so not going to disparage it. I don't mind a bit of free fuel. I also don't mind a few free seeds. So, I mean, I'm not going to get anything out of those other than the seeds. Still a little bit of yeah, not anything to get excited about other than that. So there, and then a little bit more there. Well, you know, I mean, again, the small ruins, they're not game-changing ruins. I mean, none of the ruins, in all honesty, the Better Ruins team do a great job of balancing their ruins, and for the most part, I would say that the ruins are not game-changing. I know there are people who would disagree and people who think that the ruins give too much away. I don't think they give anything away that's... Rarely do they give anything away that is breaking. I cannot find my way out of this forest now. Come on. Alright, that's it. I'm not that worried about that gear. I'm really not. I'm more interested in these, to be honest. Food is always a better option. Right, so from here I just want to head up. I think there's a ruin there as well, actually. I'm being spoiled. I am having to walk further and further away from my boat, of course. And like any person, yeah, there is a ruin there, look. Any person in a woodland environment, I do get a little bit nervous. Oh, please, fan, stop. That's it. I'm going to have to tell the wife I need a new computer because my fan's too noisy. She'll understand. Alright. Nothing except a bit of bony soil. Oh, good grief, don't do that to me. Doesn't matter. It was still a ruin, and it was still found and cleared. That looks sus, but it's only tiny. I don't see what it could be that's going to be significantly woohoo, you know. However, we'll head over this way to the other ruin, and then we can... Pomegranate tree. It'll never grow in this climate. Well, it'll never flower. Oh, I'd be very surprised if you did. I don't think we're that warm. Tin ore bits. Oh, and a ruin, look. And tin ore. Okay. Translocator. I mean, I haven't got the gears necessary to activate it, unfortunately. But I'll take the peat. Some forage. That's more skills, but we can mark it. Will we ever come back here? It's unlikely. I suppose we could also. Could get a little screenshot, couldn't we? I mean, it's as good as anything else I've found. Oh, grief. F4. F12, there we go. F4. Get myself back into my proper view. Now that tin, it's poor, I don't care. Tin, one of those things always handy. Because again, you tin bronze, I mean, I've already said that, haven't I? So we'll have that bit. Just because, and then we'll go and get that ruin. Because, you know, we really should, it'd be wrong not to. I suppose I should also take a sounding once I've cleared the tin bronze out anyway. I mean the tin, not tin bronze, tin. One and one. Very poor magnetite, 0.3. Nice, good percentage actually. I think. I believe it's a good percentage anyway. Again, that is one of those things that is always very difficult to know. But yeah, let's continue. What? That I'm fairly certain was a boat on. I heard the sound, the crack of the I didn't see it. I didn't see where that came from at all. Whew. And again, it's not actually a very good ruin. Well, this one is bit isn't anyway. There's a little bit over this way. I'm fairly certain that sounded like a missile weapon impacting the ground near me. Weird. Oh, more tin. We'll mark it. I don't think there's a lot of reason to hover around here. I think we need to get back to our boat and back to safety, and then maybe sail on a little bit, get the tower down before we move on to the next episode. I think, I mean, this is certainly not super amazing, you know, loot gathering, but we got some, so that's all good. And if I remember my boat positioning correctly, because I don't think there was anything. Ooh, that that is a ruin. It is a ruin that I do not feel equipped to go in. I recognise that from things. That is the mineshaft ruin from Better Ruins. And, oh god, yeah, don't go and play with you either. Yeah, that is not something you want to be going down under equipped, because there's some nasty monsters down there. Let us let's skill up. We'll have some cooking skill. We'll have some forestry skill. What else have we got? Survival skill. And some more forestry skill. Okay, we'll take it. I can't remember what the... No. Oh god, I can't remember what the X skills key is. There you go. Oh, so survival, combat. Actually, we're not far off. Combat, and there. Things right. Where do we get? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? We're going to head back down here, and we're going to try this fork, and I'm going to set up camp. I think here. That is my target. For now, I know it's a bad thing, but that's what we're going to aim for. So I am going to try and Austin powers my boat around. Oh, I did actually. That was good. And I'll see you there, hopefully. Alright, here we are. Oh, well, that's fire clay. Hang on a second. There's a chicken up there as well. Yep, there is a chicken up there. That is also a mine shaft. Like I say, I don't feel equipped to cope with that right now. Well, not at least until I've set a spawn point anyway. What is that? It's out of sight that direction. It doesn't look natural. Right, what we're going to do is we are going to get our big boy castle, our big boy tent down. Where's the entrance? Round which side? Of course it's round the other side. I wish this would place the entrance relative to your position. I'm just going to stick that in there for now. Right, so we've got dirt, we've got some dirt, some granite. I think we're kind of filled there. Granite. What did I do with that bony soil? Oh, no. There. We've got some seeds. That is some cassiterite. That is also cassiterite, but it's unprocessed right now. Oh, we did get, what have we got? Pavers, chandlers, tinkers. Oh, that's a good one. Farmer's blueprint. If I was making a thing, that is the best. That is the bestest one you can find. Well, not necessarily the bestest, but you know, it's a good one. But it's a good thing to find. Right, what am I doing? We're putting the flax away in there. We got food, we got all sorts of stuff. We got some tools that can go. I can just go there for now. That's fine. That's coal. That's stuff. That won't fit. I've got too much stuff. This is my problem. Good enough for now. Let's have a look. Can I quickly get over there and have a squiz? I want to see what that thing is. That's basically all I want. Because I'm convinced it isn't natural. Convinced it isn't. Does Vintage Story does not form landforms like that. But I don't know whether I'm going to be able to see from this side or not. Oh, that's definitely something. That is definitely a ruin of some description. Where am I? I'm here. So it's a ways off. That's just a rock in a dried riverbed. So I think I'm gonna set up a base camp on this island, because looking at this, if you look at this river system, it carries on this way. There's stuff to do. We can head off over here. It looks like just a reasonably interesting place to kind of explore from. So I think we will make this our next forward operating base. We'll probably therefore build something on that island, so we can always come back. And but that will be something for next time. I'll also work on a temporary tent structure, and we will mine up this stuff, because that is a really lucky find. Really lucky. Really, really, really lucky. I'm very happy that we found that. So, on that note, I think I am going to sit there and bid you adieu until next time. And yeah, we'll pick this up next episode. Till then, thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye for now.